Hello, I'm PlusNomad, and here we have the Art of Warfare's The Art of Winter Tournament's Castle Cup group stage, Buniu vs Stigs, aka the Godfather. Game 2. Saracens against Malians. Okay, if you saw game number 1, you saw my throat's kind of dead after about 10 years of casting that. But this is a definitely more interesting matchup. We have a couple of cities that are actually both quite decent on hybrid maps, or on water, or on even semi-closed maps like this. So Saracens, they don't seem like they have a lot of bonuses right away, but obviously the FC crossbows can be really, really strong. And obviously that's due to their bonus against buildings. They don't have any particular war bonuses except the galleys, but you don't get into much water combat early on. Playing it smart is generally the way you want to go, and I don't think it's going to help him here to have a civ with, good naval combat, as opposed to just a good civ. But having the market is definitely really, really helpful as Saracens, with the market bonus as well as just being cheaper, so you could at least get one quite confidently. And I think the archers, maybe not quite the archers, maybe the crossbows more like, on a map you could fast castle with quite easily because you have water. I think that's definitely a viable option, so I think Saracens is quite a decent pick. This is something I point out occasionally, is the generations can be a bit confusing on Scandinavia. So sometimes you can start with your TC here, you go to the water over here, for example, and you have sometimes no shorefish for ages. Here there is one, and one here, which is quite lucky. Sometimes, for example, your TC will be here, and then like here to here there'll be none. You have to walk very far for shorefish. Whereas other times it's shorefish every couple of tiles. So there's definitely some generation issues with Scandinavia that I'm not a big fan of. Buniu has the Malians. Malians are one of the good civs because they're very, very versatile. They save a lot of wood. Obviously, the starting two houses, the lumber camp, and the dock are all cheaper. And obviously, the third house you build just before you get to the dock. So you can build your dock that a little bit earlier. For example, he's on 6 sheep, 5 wood. Now he can go build the dock. And yeah, it's no real problems with that. It's very, very nice civ for that bonus. They also do really well later on. They save more wood as the Dark Age goes on. No? Okay. This is interesting. Going for a weird house there. You could always already afford to build the dock. So he's going to be a little bit late on the fish boom here as Malians. I think that's a little bit interesting. Going for a 6 villager on wood quite early. That's fair enough. You can go for a 6 on wood before you even go and get your boar. A little bit of vital time there, getting housed because the house is quite far away. I'm not so sure what was the plan here, if I'm honest. But okay. Oh, and this could be really risky. Stigs could lose his scout, and he is paying attention. Stigs is going to lose it. Oh, really? Just managed to get out of it with 3 HP. Not going to be able to harass any villagers. So that's a very safe villager there on the shorefish. Stigs going in for the second board, whereas we don't have a first board here yet for Buniu. Build is a little bit jankier. I think you need to go fish a little bit earlier. He will have 6 on wood soon, I imagine. His TC has been idle quite a lot for quite a while now, though, so it's a little bit worrying to see that in terms of looking at his economy relative to 6. Mine's also the free gold mining upgrade, which is really, really nice in the feudal age. It will help you save, like just early on 1 extra villager on gold. You could use it to make your fire galley or galley to protect your own pond. Maybe onto the next pond, make a ship over there. You tend not to make that many on the way up. You tend to prefer something like knights when you hit castle age, so that's when you're really hammering on the gold. Knights is a really good move to make because you can actually boom an economy while making knights when you have a lot of villagers on, fishing ships. So Malians, good knights, it's a good play. Very versatile tech tree. And we're seeing now 6 on wood. We have 6 on wood also from Stigs. Fishing ship wise, I think he is... No, he's on par, maybe a little bit behind now on fishing ships. He's on par, going to be a bit ahead. Let's see what he's doing. He's doing 21 villagers. That's pretty smart. Usually you have about 4 fishing ships by the time you click up. You have 21 villagers, you get loom, drop off, you could click up, then you could go scouts if you're going for the feudal play. It's not quite what I would consider going castle play though. I suppose in theory, if you wanted to build a market, you could then abuse the market quite a bit. Alright, Stigs is definitely playing a little bit. His gameplay has definitely changed quite a bit here. This is more what I would do, more what I expect to see. Is to do scouts by moving on to wood from here. Scouts into crossbows though seems a bit interesting. And I am not understanding the villagers going to gold here at all. No barracks, just not got the wood to really go archers in any effective quantity, so like he's about to spend 100 on a mining camp for gold. Unless he wants to struggle 150. I doubt it. Yeah, so he's not even gonna have a barracks time his feudal age. So it's a bit of a weird build. He's not up fast enough to do archers. This is really why you don't do archers, because you don't have much wood. You have a lot of food because you invest it all into the fishing ships because it's like free extra economy. Lots of reasons not to do archers. Crossbows, yes. Archers, not really. He can up quite fast though. He just needs to build a couple of up buildings and the market is definitely cheaper. So he can stay in feudal age for just a little while. Maybe he wanted it for... Oh, God knows, there's always benefits to being feudal age rather than just being stuck in dark age for a longer time if the other player's playing very aggressive like a Drush, for example. Don't see Drush too often in this map though, you're spending a lot of early wood. Buniu is going up feudal age quite a lot later, but he does have the 3 young gold, 500 food in the bank. He has 4 fishing ships. He's kind of lacking the wood here as well. It looks like he's going to be going for some kind of an FC, judging by the fact he's going 1 lumber camp. I mean, in theory, he could definitely go scouts from here, but again, going on gold this early just doesn't make much sense. Gold should really be one of the last things you do before going up to Castle Age if you're going for, you know, a longer feudal age than just a couple of villagers. Oh. Buniu trying to get some hits there, but Stigs walling off the most difficult part of the map right here, just the 5 tiles. I'm tempted to even screenshot that and just send it to him in Discord. Yeah, I'm going to do that. We see the man-at-arms again from Buniu. I did not see this. Why didn't I? And the 3 on gold. This is interesting. It does force Stigs to be full walled. Mali man-at-arms are, you know, they're okay. They do have the extra Pierce armor. But I think this is definitely something that can delay you quite a bit compared to actually helping you. Maybe Stigs could have worked on the walling a little bit better as well. Maybe even having the villager on the dock here, he could wall from here to here. You need quite a bit of good scouting though, and it does look like he actually has it. This is a very short wall off and he knows it. He could even try the man-at-arms in here, which is going to be good for him. Walling here from Buniu is odd, just randomly patchy. Again, this is something I would stress, if you're going to full wall, then actually full wall. Leaving a couple of holes, just thinking you could do them later. You've gone most of the way already by making a huge investment to war early, and that harmed your economy already, so might as well get the one benefit you can get out of it. So it looks like when you decided not to get an arms upgrade, obviously you couldn't get in. If you could, it would be a very worthwhile upgrade. Stigs is massing archers in the feudal age. I think I've seen a recurrent theme here, he's going archers. I don't think he went. Did he go archers against me? I don't even really remember the games. But yeah, I think archers is kind of the wrong move here. Crossbowmen can make a lot of sense. He does have a blacksmith, he can obviously get fletching. Not going to be so great against the militia with extra pierce armor. Still going to be fine. So how's Buniu going to use his advantage? He does have a range. No knights here. Again, he only made the 4 on water. And I can only see the 4 on water again from Stigs. Neither player is going for extra dogs. Neither player is going for more on water. Feels like both players are under booming. Having a dock is like having a second TC. If you had a second TC, would you only make 4 villagers from it? No, you have the wood. Focus on just getting a bit more on wood early on, and you'll be ahead in quotation marks villagers by the time you need it. So I think here Stigs is kind of thinking this is going a little bit weird. He needs to ham back in his base maybe a little bit because he's behind in techs. Archer's not forwarding any damage minute 17, and he's not left his base. He went for fast feudal army and hasn't actually been able to put it to any use yet. This is definitely a key thing to always consider. If you want to do feudal aggression, it has to be feudal aggression. Minute 17, getting late there. Buniu has no farms, no extra TCs. I would assume he would consider adding one soon. But he doesn't actually have that much economy. He did a fast castle with very low villagers on anything. Yeah, I think saving up for a TC and just trying to boom this one might be the way to go. He is ahead. He should know he's ahead. And I don't think he set up his economy to make good advantage of it. Possibly he can just stay the 1 TC, send some villagers forward, make a siege workshop, and just do crossbow mangonel and the monastery to go some monks. That's all viable. But it doesn't seem to be what he's doing. 9 villagers on gold with gold mining upgrade is a bit more than enough. So he could always add in the galley if he wanted to take control of the water. Again, water control is what I'm hoping to see. And Stigs is building houses like crazy. Okay. Sneak villager. This is really risky to send a single villager alone to cross the map to... Is that pathing? Did a villager just... What? I'm confused. that's the E-pathing view. This dog can actually go down if he's not paying too much attention. He actually has to produce a galley. So the militia get further damage. Well, and behind, you know, a little bit of damage, not really worth it, but if Stigs has to make a galley or loses fish eco, then that's actually decent. A lot of crossbows here though. Stigs definitely does have a army advantage here though. Quantity wise, he just needs to get the upgrades. You see what other players do. We're going to see 3 TC boom here, living on food, and most of those are farms. Again, we need to see more fish eco from either of these players if we want to see them have a better chance in the later stages. I think we're jumping straight into the semi-finals after this. I'm hoping someone's going to take a game from me. I've won 10 in a row. I don't want it to be 16 or whatever. I want to see what we can get done. I want to see some real challenging games. I think we're going to see... I'm not sure how it's looking, but if it's Monte and Buniu, I want to see those because those are going to be really close games. And hopefully that either of these players watch these videos and try and take into account some of the strategies that might have come up for playing on hybrid maps. I would like to see some of the players that are playing well, such as these players, to play, just get a little bit more knowledge of the map because no one really plays this map. And we could see some amazing games. Stigs here with a massive army lead, just going to take a favourable fight here. Looks like without ballistics both are going to be kind of missing, but 3 TCs from both players. Slight village advantage already from Stigs, not idling nearly as much. Let's see what we see here. And a knight being added from the Saracen player. He's not playing around. A couple of Lightcav. He restarts Lightcav. That's a very odd choice to just opt into Lightcav, especially with this much on gold. That villager still idle, no relics. Yeah, why Lightcav? It just seems like a oddly expensive upgrade to make a few Castle Age units to kill skirmishers. And this is a really bad fight for Buniu. He comes down the hill, he wasn't patrolling. Lots of extra shots there for Stigs. Stigs is not taking this fight, even though it's downhill. I think it's still very favourable because of the numbers, literally double the numbers. Stigs about to lose water though, to a few militia. Again, this is beyond the time I would really consider docking the opponent's spawns. Saracens should be wrecking these buildings, no problem. That was the siege workshop, so now Buniu has to build another one. He can't afford it. He's building a market there, he's had one there, but was never going to get it up. I'm assuming he wants some food, but I think if he keeps going crossbows, he can at least try and work on matching the numbers with crossbow mangonel. Maybe mangonel from here, crossbows from behind, for some engagements that might be unfavourable for Stigs. But I think Stigs has this. Lightcav didn't make too much sense, but I think just the Saracen crossbows is straight up a very strong strategy here. Obviously, you're not all stone walled, but everyone's going to have some walls, some building walls, house walls, palisades. Saracen crossbows should be able to deal with it. This should not look as favourably for Stigs if he doesn't get out here. If he does, though, then it should be fine. He is actually behind in armour as well, and there are like half coming in to help out, but I think Stigs is not going to have a favourable trade here. If he has more units, he might still leave with just a bit more units. There we go, there's the dock. And the camel should be able to help out with this. Maybe good shot, decent, decent. Needs to get within TC range and garrison a couple of villagers to repair. DC win. So it looks like Stigs has a dock here, which is actually not too bad because then obviously these ships will take the fish on this side of the map since these are basically depleted, mostly. That looked like Buniu went for the delete there rather than let him die to the crossbows. Still going to be very difficult to deal with though. 2 ranges here. Stables, okay. 10 crossbows queued up in each range. I was expecting these to be ranges. Like, he lost the army, but the army is really working, so add quite a bit more and just start stomping. Looks like Buniu wanted to focus a bit more on the economy. He does this seemingly every game. He has like 4 TCs very close to each other in some sort of death pattern. It's actually quite difficult to approach. I actually quite like this idea of play, especially if he needs the villagers to get ahead. But the initial TC placements for the first 3 are really critical. This one's definitely quite good. This one was a bit out there. One here would also be quite smart. One here, if that house wasn't there, would also be okay. But it looks like Stigs is actually significantly ahead. I mean, he's ahead 20 villagers, nearly. They're the same fishing ship-wise. I actually think Buniu has a bit more. But Stigs just got really ahead in economy this game, and he's gotten really ahead in the military. He did lose his military mostly at one point, but Buniu did not replace his own military. So while Stigs got knocked behind, it's not like he was, going further behind. Camel are going to be not too helpful. The Mangonel's still going to be able to be sniped. Not too much can stop this in a moment. The light cav is nice move, but Stigs has 700 gold. The knights would be a little bit more tankier. It's not always about the cost efficiency, especially this early on. I would never really go for cost efficiency. What I really want to see is my opponent have no units at the end of the day and me to still have some and be in his eco. Because, if you have 25 knights, they have 15, 20 pikes. Terrible trade for you, but you take that fight, you kill all the pikes, you still have 5, 6, 7 knights left raiding their economy. You kill villagers, you make it worth it at that point. Stigs, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to just quick wall in this bear to save the villager. It's the kind of thing I do, just for a bit of fun. So we see a 20 villager lead. It's actually closed in just a couple of villagers. Lots of TCs here though. They're not running. Only 17 on food as well, nothing on water. But it looks like Stigs has the idea to go over to this pond to try and dock it. Yes, he tried to build the dock. I'm not sure what he was going for there. Lost crossbows here. Leather arch armor. They're going to be fully upgraded when he gets a universe. A 1500 wood in the bank. I think we've seen this on both players. I think also Stigs game 1. Lots of wood in the bank, but no university, no additional buildings. Even if they're kind of useless buildings, even if it's like a siege workshop, you don't plan to make siege right now. Having this much wood in the bank, either sell it or make buildings with it. Saracens though, definitely easy balance. These militia can actually still be kind of painful. If Stigs wants to go and build another dock with a single villager. Castle coming up from Buniu. Every game it seems like he's going for castles. I remember even against me he was, against Morte he was. These castles are very, very odd. I think I've kind of worked out his game plan. Seems like every game... I used to think like his really strong point was definitely the booming. And it definitely is. He does it better than most people. He has 4 TC, which is, quite good. But I don't think he responds too well to the pressure and focuses enough on water to be allowed to get away with the boom. Fire Galley, there we go. It's a nice play. And another dock coming up here, I think. Yeah. Castle's going to save him. Every game he seems to just do this boom castle for either defense or offense, depending on what position he has. Is that 50C? No, it's Uni. Okay. It looks like Buniu's trying to recover back on his feet here then. Again, Stigs is... He's pretty ahead though, he still has the 3 TCs. He's not villagers ahead, 114 even. Like, he can basically stop booming at this point. He can pop cap himself and just keep making crossbows. 14 queued up. Again, we're seeing a whole lot of units queued up. That could just be unqueued. A little bit of food can be bought even. Click up, get the massive take advantage when you already have the massive army advantage. You gotta remember, you always need to have the army to go to Imp. If you go to Imp and you have no army, unless one specific treb is going to save you, then make sure you've got army. Otherwise you're upping for almost nothing. Getting Imperial upgrades for nothing. Really hefty fish boom here now from Buniu though. I think this is probably going to save him just for a little while. His economy is looking not bad. He has a decent amount of farms, quite a bit of food. I think it won't be so bad for him upping soon. Oh, but he gets the free Mangonel snipe. Well, would do. He should still be able to snipe it when it comes up the hill here. That drink was just me, that sound was just me taking a drink, don't worry about it. Do we have monks from either players yet? Because taking the relics I've always found to be is just generally quite good. Most people go knights. Always nice for a little bit of converts here and there. Militia here are going to be used. Still no overchop yet, no way for them to break in, but this is something that easily could have happened a long time ago. And it looks like Stigs is just going to take this hill while Stigs click up. He can afford to if he just cancels some stuff. Be very, very heavily pop capped. It's been this population for quite a while, not spamming down the houses. And sitting under a TC, I suppose you could probably get a couple extra Vil snipes like that, but probably nothing too spectacular. We do see a uni, no siege workshop, no monastery. That's possibly why he's not clicked up. He wants to rely on the castle he's not building. But 5 seconds earlier of text, that's something you really want to consider. Especially when you had the army, rather than throwing under the TC. We have the outbuildings here, and it looks like Buniu is actually about to click up. He'll be able to treb this, I believe, faster than Stigs will be able to click up. Lots going idle here, though. Lots of the resources in this base have expired. He needs to move to other golds, etc. I need to change this. I can't even see these. 2D. Ah, oh, thanks, Effie. I'm just going to speed up a little bit because we're going to see some forward ranges getting placed down here. Couple Mangonel snipes. Anything new developed? Lots of fishing ships here, but now the fish are almost expired. There's not so much left here. This is, you know, almost overcommitting at this point. Undercommit early, make a lot of fishing ships later to make up for it in the food production, but then you're going to be sad with more fishing ships that can't do much. Unless you really wanted to rely on fish traps. Again, Malay could be quite strong here. But obviously, you know, you're not caring so much about fish traps. 55% Imperial for Buniu though. I actually would see this as Buniu's game. He's behind on economy, but he's, you know, being allowed to make up for it. You can't do much against our BBC though. Cyrus and our BBC should clean all of this. Especially against the camels. The Mamluks here should be quite decent actually. They're not, you know, amazing, especially with that elite is, I think it's the cheapest elite upgrade in the game. But it just destroys. A little bit unfortunate for the micromanagement here. It's a little bit cluttered, especially the Mangonel range mod is cluttered, but it's kind of hard to see if you're losing your crossbows there or not. A couple of Mangonel hits are going to come in, they're going to be juicy. Mangonel goes down, obviously. There's Tooth and some injureds. Probably fair trade, to be honest. Dock here from Stigs, and he does see this. He can easily move onto this water. I think that's probably what he plans to do. Fire galleys straight up. Not a lot of fish to take, though. These militia look like they're going to break in. Still Castle Age not clicked up from Stigs. Just, 900 gold away with every single range queued up with 10 crossbows. This is completely different gameplay than what we saw last game. Last game we didn't see Stigs sitting with, the ability to be pop capped, but just overqueuing everything, not clicking up. Everything in this game has been overqueued. We'll shout about again by causing some damage. There's overchop there. One villager going to go down. A couple more probably. Oh no, he notices. And that gets cleaned up easier than I would expect. Like how getting a little bit of raiding, but they're not going to survive the TC fire for long. So how can Buniu stop this? Well, he needs to really have considered something like Pike Onager. Even though they're not ideal for the Malians, it works okay. Full Cavalier would absolutely shred by now. I feel like he's been making a lot of skirmishers, but really underperforming in making the units, the big meaty army, like actual knights, rather than just making direct counter units. You always need something, stronger in your army like that. Why is that castle... Why did it favour that crossbow of the Mamluk that was there? I don't get it. Light Cav going to be able to do a little bit of raiding there. It's going to be very, very annoying. It's hard to stop a Light Cav with bloodlines. With your villagers, you have to attack it with a lot of them. A lot of your economy is going to be idle. Also, ranges and a lot more skirmishers. Again, no meaty army is the reason a lot of this is not working. Going to get some good shots here from the Mangonel, though. I don't think this is going to be completely denied. Oh, the Trebs are there actually to deny it. Skirmishers are useless against Mamluks. Camels here should be able to clean this up. Oh, we're going back. Maybe he's going for... No, he's not waiting on +4 armor. What's he waiting for? Stigs staying in Castle Age for an extra 15 minutes longer than usual with massive overqueues in the crossbows. I don't get it. Now it's time to delete some extra vills, maybe take some relics. If the relics haven't been taken by now, this is the time you really have to consider it. But there's a time and place to go full Castle Age. This is not one to go full Castle Age when you're going a unit that gets a massive power spike from Hidden Imp. You have a lot of units. You can click up very, very easily and still make units. You're just overqueued. Looks like War Control is kind of here. Stigs is going to kill the stock though rather than the stock and leave these ships to get the rest of the fish. So it's a few hundred extra fish there for Buniu than you would get if Stigs was doing a bit of water scouting. Not a great fight here, but the Light Cav are going to be getting some more favourable trades, which I think Stigs can do if he's trying to bait the game on for a little bit longer. I'm kind of curious to speed up just to see if Stigs ever clicks up. But what we're doing, Stigs is over here, he's collecting a lot of gold. We see, oh, Buniu over here trying to get this gold over here. He does still have access to his own golds, quite confidently actually. A little bit of economy raining from the Light Cav though. And that is open. And no ballistics, by the looks of it. A little bit surprised he did build the university quite early. He needs to sort this out because that's not good for the economy. To have it all blocking each other. As you well know. That's probably not something he's paying attention to though. That's probably, he's got a lot of APM, a lot of things to work on elsewhere. Stigs is quite overboomed. And it is mostly villagers, there's very few fishing ships overboomed. So it must be quite clear to see. 27 idols, time to move to gold, time to start deleting. I like how he's taking the gold out here though, rather than the gold at home at first. He buys him a lot of extra gold later on, if he gets pushed. Crossbows here should be able to do a number. 50% up to Imperial Age, hallelujah. Buniu's Fidico is now down to 17, it's just these farms here, they've been raided quite a bit by the Light Cav, so he needs to really worry about that. And these fish ships are kind of useless unless he builds a lot of traps. But again, there is actually quite a bit of fire galleys in here that could deny that. Buniu is going to TC this. I hope he gets a unique tick. He can't see the gold miners over here. the unique tech for Malians, the Tigai, or whatever it's called, for the arrows, TC firing arrows for the garrison. Really, really strong tech, I think. That could be great on this map. Lots of skirmishers here, no real camels left to deal with this though. So like Av are going to be cleaning this up. Trebs are completely exposed. We're about to see Stigs hit Imp, and our Blast Bracer chemistry going to be completely downhill from there on. Speed this one up just a little bit. Just see where he goes with those techs. He went for the armor first. No, he didn't. What was I looking at? Oh, wrong thing. Our Blast. No Bracer, no chemistry. Going for the Hussar upgrade early. Interesting. Huh. Oh, Easterlun? Not so sure about that upgrade. Rather than getting the tech, he decides to just straight up build another castle. Take very good control of this hill. I think this is quite smart. Watchtower here as well, he's going to take good control of this gold. This is good from Buniu. He's taking a lot of gold control here that he needs. Again, Cavalier is really the only way he would deal with this. And now he does have ballistics on the castle, so they're going to be cleaning up the Hussar here quite confidently. Hussar here getting a bit of a number done in though. Let's see what's happening here. Speed this one up a little bit. We're seeing a lot of Hussar raiding here. Gold about to expire in Buniu's base. He does obviously have all this gold over here and some stone. What are we looking at for resources in the bank? 4.5k gold. He's taking gold control he doesn't need. Which is fair, it's not costing him too much, but he needs the farmers, he needs the map control. He needs the units to take it, and he's still not got +4 or any real upgrades on, well, anything really. Imperial Age, he's still just focusing on the skirmishers. Nothing to really deal with the Hussar. Camel here should be able to clean these villagers up and get back on that gold, no problem. The fishing traps here will eventually go down. I'm not so sure on Buniu's plan. It seems like camels is what he wants to do, but it's without the upgrades. In my opinion, +4 armor is much more important than heavy camel. And further raiding here. This area's been exposed for a very long time, and constantly raided and constantly sorted. Wait, did that one villager actually wall himself in, kill the... Nice move there from Stigs. This area being constantly raided. Wood is, well, the whole area is quite exposed. I think this is really risky play to play this open when you know you're open. Mangonels there, looks like they got a lot of hits on the skirmishers themselves. Under here could still be viable, I think. But the longer the game goes on, the more likely we're going to see bomber cannon, for example. The more dangerous it's going to be. No chemistry from Stigs. There we go. Chemistry to armor. These are going to be fully upgraded. Saracens as well. They're going to be eating buildings. Very little action on this side of the map. It looks like Buniu's trying to expand out his base to get some production buildings, but move into Stigs at the same time. Stigs is definitely taking good map presence, though he owns half the map. And when I say owns, I mean he does own. His camel's just going to get it right, though. 5 left on gold for Buniu. Just those 5. He's already consumed that one. Please tell me yes, T-Guy. He does not. It's a very, very cheap tech, but trust me, you get it. It will really save you against all kinds of raiding. You just TC everywhere. You don't need so many castles as Malians almost ever. A couple of them mainly for trebs, and then you could just focus on like using BBC, use the stone to make various things like TCs mainly, and you won't be raidable. Tigai is an extremely nice tech. Malians are a good stiff for this kind of map. I think I might even pick them in one of my games coming up. And I now know it's definitely good to prepare myself against raiding if I'm against Stigs. Camels without the upgrades are not performing too well here. I think at this point we're just going to see the castles get tread down, the Arbalest will just take down the buildings as well as kill the units. Buniu can't stop this, the castle's only has really been holding it for a while. And now there's just too many units here for him to do anything about it. We obviously see Stigs still pop cap, it's been pop cap a long time, many hussars queued up and 1k food in the bank still, lots of wood. This is basically over. Oh, the hussar did get mostly cleaned up though, I wasn't expecting it to be that that straightforward, but there's still a lot of Arbalest here that can clean with this. He's not going to kill the trip to keep his castle alive just yet. He wants to, you know, not die to the army. Arbalest should be able to clean this though. As long as Stigs stays on the hill, takes good shots. And there we go. All the production buildings, we do have 7. 7's not quite enough if you want to have the units right there and then to actually come on board. If you have maybe 10 stables, yeah, he's building quite a lot more. 10 to 15 stables. You'll have less queued up in each obviously, but you'll just get them pop, pop, pop. You have the army right there. Doesn't matter how fast you're losing them. You have so much food to keep making them. I don't really see much else going on in this game. I mean, I would still sell quite a lot of that wood as much as possible. Market prices are basically tanked. Food's actually looking really good though. You could definitely cancel some of those hussars and make a lot of gold from selling food. That would let him transition a lot more into Arbalest, which are kills all this army. Skirmishers with our bracer, you know, it's not great, but they still do okay-ish. Over here we do see a camel to deal with that. Not much to deal with down there. That gold's about to run out though. Oh, what? Interesting placement for a 4th castle. He's just going to secure a hill. He's getting pushed out of his base. He's moving down this way. But Malian trash is not good. Their pikemen are actually okay at surviving. But just countering cavalry, they're not the best. They're not halberdier. Their skirmishers lack bracer. They're like ever not too bad. Having the extra 2 attack. 3 attack. They missed Blast Furnace, but for Rimbag it's some +5, so they're 3 head. I much prefer that in Light Cav to... It does have it, it just doesn't have Iron Casting. I much prefer that to just having the Hussar upgrade, which is what, 15 HP? Literally just 15 HP. So, you know, I think that's a fair thing. But again, I would like to see both unique techs in this game, and he's only got the Furimba so far. This castle does actually defend a lot of farm eco, but trash is not how he's going to save this. As I said, I think the big mistake here was just not Cavalier. The camels was a bit odd. You need a power army always. And Saracen crossbows definitely are one. Stigs made the right decision here. And it's very nice to see these kinds of civs. More troops coming in. We do not see bomber cannons from Stigs at all. A lot of troops. Bomber cannons are a lot more versatile, and obviously they will kill the skirmishers as well as anything else. TCs are just going to go down. If we had Tigger right now, it'd be different, but yeah. Looks like we're not seeing any raiding with any light cav from Buniu despite having a huge amount of farms. He has what, 45 left? Yeah. Some stables here, light cav into this economy. He'd probably at least bring Stigs home if he wanted to survive. But here it's not looking so great. He needs to keep making units to try and survive. He needs +4 armor. He still doesn't have it. Yeah, it's a little strange. It's a very affordable upgrade compared to the value. But it's looking pretty over here. We're seeing some bomber cannons against the Arbs and the Trebs. But, you know, I'm not rating it. And again, some further raiding. Castle is again helping with that. But, unique tech TCs. I would even like, just take all these villagers, build a TC here if I had the unique tech. Build TCs all over your enemy. We used to, in team games, I would often build them in the enemy's trade. because they're really difficult to stop. You just send like spare villagers, especially if you want to make your own trades. You want to transition villagers to trade, you just send them forward, build TCs. If they die, you don't mind. You usually get TCs up though. This is looking pretty confidently over because obviously Stigs just has the units everywhere throughout the entire Buniu's economy. He has very little working. Down to 34 villagers even. 15 farmers, none of those are fishing ships because that got cleaned out quite a while ago. This is game. Stigs pushed this one quite well. I think his choice to go Saracen Crossbows was really strong. I think Archers was a bit of a mistake, as it usually is in this kind of map. If he wanted to do straight FC Crossbows, Water Boom, 5-6 fishing ships, maybe even 7. Having a longer Dark Age, bit more on wood, he would be able to up and just do double range crossbow, even boom behind it, without any real issues, and obviously be like 2 minutes ahead. So I think that's something you could definitely do different in the build. But the plan was there, the civ pick was there, this is a good civ pick. There are good civs and there are bad civs. But yeah, I think a lot of people who pick bad civs are usually people who just think they could play it like land, and you can. Most people, for example, we saw this game, it was a bit of water, but it was mostly just land play, so it's somewhat viable. But as I said, if you pick a civ that's a bit better on water, you do go for the water, you'll be in a much further ahead position. Malians here, very good civ. Japanese, very good civ. What was it? Game 1? Whatever that civ was, wasn't a good civ. Mayans, that was it. A lot more units killed this time in a shorter space than the last game. Last game, well, similar. A lot of resources collected. Very, very campy game, I think. Mostly just focused on killing this castle from Buniu right here. No relics captured in either game, lost castles from Buniu. Again, that unique tech would have made quite a lot of difference to the rating. And GG at the end. Well, that was game number 2.